Going as a 10%, I think it has
11.3.
11.8. So I'm just trying to figure out where the difference is, and that's the first question. And
Sure. Bill, you.
Well, again, I don't know how you what math you use to 19, but on the assessment.
Sister Mary's math, so.
Probably too late. Bearing in mind that the dollar value of the DA number is part of the village or as well as DA is far less. And when you throw that back in with the simple math, I'm trying to average out, that's going to make a different number for you than what you make up with, right, just doing the total average. What happens is that the A fund has a heavier dollar value, a smaller increase, 10%. DA has a higher percentage increase, far smaller dollar value. You have to factor both of those elements in to come up with an averaging of the change, averaging across all the
Okay, as a homeowner, which number am I going by? The release budget or this synopsis tonight?
Well, the release budget, did the release budget actually on that page have 19?
No, that's just based on, because that number was actually excluded.
11.34, I think, based on what Bill is saying.
Well, I don't think the number's ever been in on that page. We can always make sure it gets there, but I don't think that's it. Math, 134 is what you want to depend on.
Well, I'll show you how I'm looking at it. Maybe you can explain it, because I don't see it. On this page here.
Right. What I'm saying to you is that broken out as a village percentage, it's not on there. We usually just give you the total percentage of change. That's what
You're giving me a dollar amount based on assessed valuations. I'm just trying to figure out what is the actual rate.
This is not this tentative budget. This is the first budget.
Well, that's what's being distributed in the clerk's office.
If you picked it up before yesterday.
I picked up this morning.
Okay, it should have been.
Okay.
We'll get you.
All right. We'll
get you.
We'll go to the correction first. Okay.
Okay. Good. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go to question number 2. You indicated during your presentation tonight there were 2 positions in the budget, 2 part-time positions for the assessor's office.
Right.
In this budget that's released, they're still showing at $2,000.
That's correct. No, we're not going to fill them. Right now, for 2010, we didn't fill them, and right now, unless there's a real need, we're not going to fill them in 2011. We left the dollars there because, let's say that halfway through the year we need to do that. So, yeah, this is something, as I said, with these cost reductions, they're ongoing and they're very, they're just opportunities we're trying to manage.
Okay. Tax certiorari. My apologies for clarification. It's been in the paper. We just took a very large settlement that we're going to have to go forward with. I don't see a budget line in this budget for that.
That's correct. Dennis, you want to explain that?
It has to do with the procedures and how the tax certiorari are handled. Presently, we have a judgment pending in the attorney litigation as opposed to a settlement, just technically correct. But what happens in regards to the certiorari, and again, Turry is a very special case because there are unpaid taxes. There's a lot of penalties and interest which are owed by the landowner. But what happens on the tax certiorari is that if there is a judgment which would indicate a refund back to the taxpayer by the taxing authorities, the school district, which is under a different state law, pays the monies based upon a 60-day time period. The town, however, those monies are advanced by the County of Orange, and then they are levied in subsequent years on the state, county, and town tax bills, and are melded into the county tax rate, which is charged to the town of Goshen. And it has to do with the amounts, whether or not the municipalities believe there should be some relief or some extended period of time over which to pay them. So it's not an automatic expense item which the town has to reimburse. It is melded again into each tax bill by the state, county, town tax bill coming in the succeeding years.
The other thing about that, even though the paper said, well, we lost the judgment, there's 2 things that can happen with that right. One is we can appeal it, Number two is we can negotiate it. If you appeal it and you say, well, you're going to get your money in 5, 6, 8 years or whatever it might be, they may say, well, let's negotiate it because we want some money now. So it's far from a done deal. We thought that, this went back to the year 2000, and it was very convoluted because the Altieri did not pay some of the bills. They sold some of the property. They paid on others. They've got to come up with this number, and sometime probably in the next little bit, they're going to tell us what that number is. And then from that point, we'll make a business decision on how to proceed on. But it won't be part of this budget unless we appeal it, and that's what I was saying, under certiorari, the legal fees and the appraisals.
My concern as a taxpayer, I know the school district, the separate taxing body, has been putting a safety net in place for this one major one where they actually do have an escrow account established for the rainy day fund, I'll call it.
Right.
We don't.
Well, the village, you don't, because the village doesn't pay it. It'll be for the town.
But as part of the town, the village isn't part of the town.
You don't pay it.
We don't pay. So, as a village taxpayer, I should not be concerned.
You should not be concerned about it.
Okay.
No, you should be concerned and ask questions. But in terms of you being levied for that through your county tax, that would not occur.
Okay. Another question. In the A fund versus the B fund, in the attorney section, the A fund is showing a substantial increase in attorney fees versus the B fund.
That's correct. The A fund is where all the tax fiduciaries are processed. And that's where the additional money will be spent, and that's for appraisals. And see, the assessing office it could be in the village, it could be in the county, it could be in Chester. It is not a town entity; it's a town-wide entity. And as a consequence, that's why it's in Fund A.
But my concern is now, what's going back to now as a village resident.
Yeah.
My taxes are in the A fund.
Right.
So my taxes are now paying.
Right.
For tax certiorari's that are occurring technically in the B side.
No, they're paying. I mean, the way it's set up on an accounting basis, some may be town only, some are village only, some are both. For example, the tax certiorari, the liability for the village. If we look at the certiorari's for the village, I won't go through them by names right now, but there are lots of them, many of them. I think the tax certiorari liability in the village is probably in excess, or if you take the Altieri out, even with that one in, it's probably in excess.
Oh, even with Turi, it's in excess.
Yeah. So if you're trying to split the hair, the way the law is set up in terms of accounting, it is a town-wide, village and town together. So you'll get your money's worth before it's over.
Well, listen, I'm not questioning the effort that was put in.
Sure.
I'm just questioning it because it does get a little convoluted when as a taxpayer you're trying to understand the budget, and the A fund is so much larger than the B fund.
Right.
And the people that are in the A fund, the villages, are paying their own independent taxes to the municipalities, and it seems like we're replicating a lot of the fees that are in here. And as a taxpayer, I don't know how to dissect it, I guess is the way to put it.
Well, all of the tax certiorari's and all of the costs of the assessor's office are Fund A. That's just the way it's set up statewide. And I guess we'd have to go to Albany if we're going to change that through
Okay, so this is not decide at local level, then?
No.
Okay. Okay. Salesian property.
Right.
Again, in the bonds.
Yes.
There's indications on both the A fund and the B fund for Salesian properties. Is there a reason for that? We're showing on both funds?
The A fund, which is the purchase, that is A fund. The town paid for Salesian, and we tax village and town residents alike. The B fund, when we demolished the mansion and we did the work on the fence and the roads and all that, that was B fund. We paid for our own, and the village paid for their own. So that's how that works.
Thank you for your time.
Okay. Good question. Any other questions? Would someone like to make a motion, we close the public hearing?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? No? Okay. Now,